the cloud. Okay. So we're on gallery view. Hey, this is exciting. I think we're gonna have a couple more people joining, so I'll just wait a little bit, just a couple minutes, just to make sure everyone is here. Yeah. Hi, Thomas. Thanks for joining. Hey, Saurabh. Hey. Okay. It's really good to have you here as we just start this, kick off this first session of our pilot residency. Let me see if we have any more people joining. Okay, I'm just gonna pull up the agenda. Okay, I think we're just gonna go ahead and start and make sure everybody is here. Okay. Welcome. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start. So I just want to extend a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. I think, yeah, we're going to probably be joined by a couple more people as we continue on. But it's really, really amazing to just see you all, and I'm very excited to welcome you to the pilot residency of the Volumetric Performance Toolbox. My name is Valencia James, and I'm really happy to just present this work and open it up to you all as this amazing group of artists. And I'm looking forward to you know, the next few weeks and couple months when we're just going to be thinking together around what the future of performance could be, and looking at volumetric capture as a way for how, you know, we can continue creating and experiencing art together in this time of pandemic. So I just wanted to first start with an Indigenous land acknowledgement, and just to acknowledge that the land that I work on and I live on is the traditional lands of the Ohlone people. I'm based in Redwood City, just under San Francisco. And so I would invite you, if you do know, you know, the traditional lands and where you are working on, I'd invite you to, you know, put it in the chat. And if you don't, like, you can look it up on your own time. But I just wanted to acknowledge that, because in this work, in this process, we're going to be looking at how we can decolonize the way we work and live and use technology. And so I also want to say that we have Malika Imhotep with us, and Simon Bowes, who's going to be also joining me in welcoming you today, and who's going to be a part of this introductory session, and guiding you with what you can expect in the next few weeks. I also want to make an overview of the sessions. We're going to start with some introductory workshops this week. Today at 1, we're going to have a session called Decolonizing XR, or Extended Reality, and we're going to be hearing from Salva Sweden and Jesse Escobedo. and their work around their research on decolonizing augmented reality. We're going to be doing some discussions around that. On Friday from 10:30, we're going to have like a full day workshop on world building with Tony Patrick, who's an amazing artist and a very experienced world builder. And next week, we're going to have a series of sessions on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday, we will start with Mozilla Hubs, which Bhavya Gupta is going to lead. And on Wednesday, we're going to have a session on introduction to building virtual worlds in Spoke. That's going to be led by Marin Vesely. And on Friday, we're going to get into looking at our hardware, the capture kit, which is going to be led by Glowbox and Thomas Wester and Simon Bowes. And the following Monday, the 21st, I will be leading a workshop on devising performance for immersive web space. Then we're going to have a break, and then in January, we're going to come back for a creative period where we will work in pairs or groups to basically approach how we're going to create in this immersive web space. So I'm really excited about that, and we're looking forward to what we will create. And so now we want to just see, think of ourselves, we're in gallery view. Or if you're not in gallery view, I invite you to switch your view to gallery view. And I'd like us to just think of ourselves as like sitting in a circle. I know we're coming here from many different locations. Right now we're all in North America, and just I want us to like think of ourselves being in a circle. I know we can't like physically be here with each other, but we can just imagine we're holding community together, because with this residency, we're very much looking forward to building community around creation in immersive web space and beyond, of course. And so I'd like us to just go around and introduce ourselves. So the idea would be that we would introduce yourselves. We want to also ask you to, if you can make a very brief visual description of yourselves, because we're going to be making this recording available online for anyone who's not able to join us. And we want to make it as accessible as possible. So also for people with low vision or visually impaired. And so if you could just introduce yourself, your name, your preferred pronoun, a very brief visual description, and why you're interested in creation of online performance in online immersive web space, and what you hope to gain from this residency in like, a minute or less. And then so I will start, and then I would nominate someone to go after me, and we'll kind of go around like that. How's that sound? Yeah. Okay, so I will start. So hello, my name is Valencia James. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a Black femme with dark brown skins, and I have like a plain background. I'm wearing a leather necklace with pearls, and a green top, and I wear my hair in locks, and it's pulled back in a ponytail. And I am very interested in creating performance in immersive web space, because I would like to see how we can move forward in this time of pandemic. How can we still make creation of new work and communal art experience in a different way now that theaters are closed? And I'm very much interested in how immersive web space can be a place for strategies of decolonizing and liberation, and just bringing our heritage and ourselves into it in the fullest way. And I'm hoping by this residency to really build a community around creation with you. And I nominate Malaika to introduce herself.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you all. My name is Rob Malika Imhotep. And I use she, her, well, I use a bunch of pronouns, but my preference is Malika, my name. And I'm trying to remember, I wrote the thing and now I'm trying to remember what I'm supposed to say. Okay, so I'm a dark skinned Black femme with locks that are about shoulder length and kind of crinkly. I'm wearing a red hoodie and yellow framed glasses. I am a Black feminist writer and scholar and performance artist and facilitator. And so I'm here to help support the team in community management and also doing some consulting around community access and just the kind of, the soft skills, the soft tissue of our work together. I'm interested in questions around Blackness in the digital, also like what are kind of like Black feminist approaches to the digital space. And that's one of the things that really excites me about Valencia's work, and the work that y'all will all be doing together here. Yeah, and I hope to gain more insight. I'm really excited to see what you all create. And I'm excited to, sharpen and stretch and build my facilitation muscles as I enter into this space with y'all, thinking about immersive technologies and all the stories we want to tell. And I'm going to nominate Remy.
Thanks, Malika. I had a feeling you were going to call on me. Um, Hi, everyone. My name is Remy. I am tuning in from Ridgewood, Queens, land of the Lenape people in New York. I am a Black woman. I have my hair is, I have like a French braid that's going into a bun in the back. I'm wearing a black crew neck sweatshirt. And I have a painting of Missy Elliott behind me and also Winnie the Pooh. Apologize for all this stuff behind me. I'm here, one, because I am a huge fan of Valencia and her work, but also I am a dancer and a choreographer and a curator, and I'm just interested in Black representation in new media in general. I got introduced to 360 filming a few years ago and I got hooked. So I just kind of wanted to just broaden my experience and my connection to these kinds of platforms, thinking about extended reality and all of that. So, and also I've just been inside so long, I just want a new creative project. I'm like losing my mind. So I'm just excited to see you all and be here. And I'm going to nominate Marianne.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marianne. My pronouns are she, her. First, I want to say I'm super excited to meet you all. I will say that I've been a little bit under the weather, so if I turn off my camera, it's because I have to like lay down for a second, but I'm okay. It's not COVID. For description, I'm brown skin. I'm currently wearing my hair in passion twists. I have maroon glasses on. My background is just the virtual background of the Empire State, like from NYU. I'm calling from New York, Manhattan, also lands of the Lenape. And I have some experience in 360 video, VR, AR, and having seen kind of these gaps in representation in these spaces, I'm interested in using this technology to celebrate the cultures of the diaspora, underrepresented communities, and as well with like 3D assets and characters, creating and showing Black and brown characters and also people with different kinds of bodies, because sometimes with the character creation software, it's like this very like standard according to a certain type of person of body that isn't as diverse as it could be. So thank you. And I will nominate Carlos.
Hey, thanks, Marianne. And thank you, Valencia. My name is Carlos. I am a Peruvian American male. I'm wearing a black tee that's very special to me that reads La Boutique es dans la rue, which translates, my French is terrible, but it translates to the beauties in the streets. I have a messy background, and I think I washed my hair this morning with NYC tap water. So that's a visual representation of me. I am a 360 videographer, and I actually started as a composer and got into electronics. And so I kind of call myself like an audio-visual landscaper. I like to work in 3D spaces like that, and mostly in collaboration with dance. My recent interests have been getting to learn more about psychic technology, and I'm wondering about how I can try to put that into perspective for my work here. I do this work on Lenape territory in Brooklyn, and I use he, him pronouns. I think that's everything. I'm going to nominate Sorab.
Hi guys, I'm Sorab. I'm originally from Iran. I'm brown skin. I have short, dark hair, wearing a shirt. Currently living in New York City. I know Valencia from her husband and previous work that I've done with his her husband's company. Currently helping her with this project, doing some work on the Raspberry Pi, the capture kit. So it's amazing to see all of you, and very excited about everything that you guys are saying. So this is like the project coming into this fancy next stage. My background is in engineering and digital arts. So this project is like a little bit of both, right? We are building, we are engineering a solution that would help digital arts. So, or live performance in a digital way, which is crazy, which is amazing. So really looking forward to working with all of you. I think that should be it for me. I'm going to nominate my mentor and previous boss, Thomas Wester.
Thank you, Zorab. Hi, I'm Thomas Wester. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a middle-aged Dutch white male. I have blue hair. No, I don't have blue hair. I have blue eyes and blonde hair. Not yet, at least. And my background that I'm in my video is a plain brick wall with some plants in it. My professional background is engineering, like Zorab, and my contribution to the project is primarily technical, trying to get this all to work. And that's kind of the journey that we've been on. Zorab, Valencia, and I started this journey in July, and I'm really, really excited to see it grow like this. And my interest is in how do we use technology for creation, for creativity, and for expression, because I think a lot of what we do is consumption driven and not production driven. And when we do produce, we often produce within very specific, how do I put it, expectation patterns. So I would like to create tooling that surprises me what people will make, and that's what I'm excited about, and also contribute to a new future that is more equitable and much more diverse than what we've seen so far, especially online. So that's me, and I would like to nominate Simon.
Thanks, Thomas. Hi, everyone. I'm Simon Boas. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a white male. I have short red hair, short beard. I'm wearing clear plastic glasses. I have a blue shirt on. Behind me is a somewhat clean kind of white office and like a third of a kitchen and maybe behind me. Let's see here. I'm an artist, educator, project manager. I work closely with Thomas. I've been working closely with Valencia and Sorab and Holly, who's also here, and the rest of the team on this project for a while. You know, as we developed the initial performances that eventually led to this residency here, I've been getting to know all them and work closely with them. I am very interested in community technology and technologies that are accessible to people who cannot afford expensive hardware. I like sharing knowledge. I really like taking complex concepts and figuring out how we can talk about them in ways that can bring a lot of people to the conversation. I'm also interested in this project because telecommunication can be a lot more exciting and interesting than this grid that we're looking at right now. So that's a big reason why I'm here. So yeah, I'm very excited to be working with everyone and to see what happens over the next couple of months. I think that covers everything. I'm going to nominate Catherine Ross.
Hi, my name is Catherine. I also go by Kat. My pronouns are she, they, and a physical description, I am a white femme. I have fair skin and freckles. I have long, straight red hair with short bangs. My background is kind of a white bedroom with a stack of books to my left. I am a visual and performance artist, and I'm more recently getting into creative technology as a mode to create. And I luckily got connected with this project through Glowbox, who I have done previous creative work with. So I'm also very excited to be here. And part of what drives my interest in working in virtual spaces is definitely equity and thinking about how we're translating from an embodied state into these less embodied states. So how do we stay close to the body? How do we still have an embodied experience in these digital spaces? Yeah, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm going to call, who hasn't gone? Bhavya.
Thank you, Kat. Hey everyone, my name is Bhavya and my pronouns are she, hers. And I'm a South Asian female with brown skin and long, straight, dark hair. I am wearing a pastel pink reddish t-shirt, and behind me I have a white wall and my wardrobe door. And I'm a graduate student pursuing design and technology at Parsons, the New School of Design. And my work is at the center of social impact, immersive storytelling, and using meaningful technology. And I've been working with Mozilla Hubs as part of an immersive storytelling lecture that I've been teaching at the New School. So to be a part of this residency is very exciting for me. And I know Valencia from a short time working at IBM, and it was such a pleasure to be a part of the process of her work. And I'm really looking forward to this residency to build a community and learn from all the fabulous artists. And I would ask Terry. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhavya. Hi, everyone. My name is Terry Wright. My pronouns are she, her. My background right now is mostly white walls, sort of dimly lit, but I'm sitting close to a ring light, so my face is pretty well lit. I am an African-American woman. I have dark brown skin. I have my hair out in a fro right now, but it's pulled up sort of in a top knot, half and half up, half down. I'm currently in New York City of the Lenape people. Although I'm originally from Louisiana, my background is in dance and choreography. But right now I am in my second year also at Parsons, MFA program in design and technology, studying ways of combining my dance background with visual effects, whether it be presented in a live performance or through dance film or screen dance. Really because of COVID, over the past year, I've been more directing my focus on screen dance and what I can do through film. and so this project, the Volumetric Toolkit, is super exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how what we do, what we create in this project, I can bring that into my thesis study. So thank you, Valencia, for bringing me into this. I will nominate, let's see, Holly.
Terry. My name is Holly Newlands. I am a non-binary, like white individual. I have long brown hair. I'm wearing a gray shirt. I'm in my living room. My camera mostly shows my big white ceiling. There are no light bulbs in it. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I recently graduated from the University of Oregon's Art and Technology program. And I've been working with Globox and Valencia to kind of help develop some of like the more kind of visual parts of the performance and kind of help with like art, like 3D pipeline stuff. And generally also with like capture kind of tools and like user interface for some of the earlier pieces. I make video games outside of my kind of professional practice, and inside of it, like work as a creative technologist, and also really excited about like the possibility in this project of like bringing volumetric kind of tools for like performance artists of like sorts of different backgrounds and like digital equity. Also really excited about open source and like projects that aren't exclusively like founded on like commercial kind of conceits. So I showed up late and I actually don't know who's spoken and who hasn't. Oh, Tyler is my nomination. Thanks for waving.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Holly. Hi everyone. I'm Tyler. I go by she, her, they, them pronouns. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm like super tired. It's finals week. I'm a first year PhD student at the University of Michigan. And I'm studying information science. I am currently in my bedroom. I'm behind me is a white wall. I'm wearing a gray hat with a black shirt with splattered paint on it that says hashtag end the speckled. I am, like I said, I'm currently in Ann Arbor. I just moved here 4 months ago, and I was just trying to do my due diligence. I used to live in Oakland, which was Ohlone land, but currently, I believe that Ann Arbor used to belong to the Three Fires people, but I'm trying to research now to figure out the exact name, so my apologies. And yeah, I am my interest. I just met Valencia last week, so this has really been great to be here and to learn a little bit more about who's involved with the project and what is to come. My interest is I'm learning to become a researcher, particularly in the XR field, but I'm also interested in designing it's basically designing XR for Black people. I guess that's like just like the shorthand version to say that. But how can we make this technology useful for you know, our everyday? And that's mainly like my research topic here at the University of Michigan. I used to work in the VR industry in San Francisco, mainly writing like curriculum and doing operations and project work at a VR company that did learning and development trainings using the tech. They were called Immersion. They are called Immersion. And yeah, I think that, did I get everything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There's probably some more things to unpack, but I'm looking forward to, yeah, Malika, we did meet. We met through Casey Hutchinson. Yeah, yeah, we can talk about that later. I won't take up too much space, but yeah, we've met before. And I also went to a couple of your meetings that you had with the Shikora gallery. I'm probably butchering that right now. I'm sorry, but yes, it's really great. I'm really glad to be here, and thank you.
Would you like to say who you nominate or?
Oh, okay. Are we also? I think we should also. Did everyone go? Is Juan, Vanessa,
Antoine, and Aline?
Oh,
which one of you
oh,
wanna?
Aline. See you, Aline.
Would Antoine wanna go next?
Hi, I'm Aline. I use they, them, or she, her pronouns. I'm a Black femme. I have lighter brown skin and I have my hair right now in long twists and they're in 2 braids. I've got on a gray beanie. I'm sitting in my room right now by my window. It's kind of plain background. But yeah, I'm an undergraduate student right now in my 3rd year at Pacific Northwest College of Art in Oregon. I was introduced to Valencia through Simon Boas's class when she presented as an artist for that. Yeah, I've kind of for a long time been interested in immersive storytelling and world building, not so much in a digital space so far, but sort of interested in that as a way to sort of depart from non-normative experiences of life and gender and anything else. So I'm really interested to see how this can sort of be brought into the digital space and made more accessible through the internet. Yeah. Thank you.
And can we have, I would like to invite Antoine to introduce himself. You're an interpreter, or I don't know how is the best way for you?
I'll voice for myself.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, great. My name is Antoine Hunter. I'm also known as Purple Fire Crow. Yeah, pronoun Purple Fire Crow. Okay, yeah. Visual description, I'm wearing my light tan, look very white right now because of the light on it, but my tan hat. 2-foot-long locks. I'm wearing a blue shirt with yellow print that said Oakland. That's where I'm at. Home of the Black Panther, but definitely honored in the land of Ohlone. I'm Chinese and Blackfoot plus African. My background is navy blue, but let me go back to my description. Hairy bush beard, definitely, yeah. And then dark milk chocolate skin from my mom, yeah, that. I will say that, oh, I'm deaf and I'm a producer, director. I'm always trying to find a place for people with disability to come be a part of the world, you know what I mean? Because we tend to be left out. And I'm trying to find a way we all can have an understanding, learning different technology. Even though I'm deaf, I'm learning how to work with the mic or things that require sound, you know what I mean? Um, but I don't mind being on the front line to learn, and then hoping the future generation will have a better, easier time being connected with the world. So that's that.
Thank you so much. I think that's everyone has had a turn to introduce themselves, and I'm just really excited to be in community with you all, and I just excited for the next few weeks and couple months here. And so I didn't mention this before, but I have said, like, in previous communication, that the whole idea is that we would be co-learning together, but also that this would like this to culminate in like some co-creation together. And so I'm really excited to hear about, or like see like how we can come together to collaborate to make work in immersive web space. And so now I just wanted to give like a brief introduction, presentation about the work we've been doing with Thomas Wester and Saurabh Louis, Simon Bowes, and Holly Newlands, and Ramalaika Imhotep. So I will just share my screen and just give an outline of what we've been up to, and how we envision the next weeks, and those kind of guiding questions and ideas. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up my presentation. And I want it to be like interactive, so please, like, yeah, I'll be asking for a bit of input as we go on. So let's see. So you can see one presentation, right? Let's just pull this up. Okay. So yeah, so I just wanted to like walk you to the performance, volumetric performance toolbox, and I'm really happy to present this work and like to invite you into it as artists from your various backgrounds and interests. So like we had said, like this project is a collaboration between myself. I'm a performance and movement artist, and I've been working with creative technologists at Glowbox, Saurabh Louis, and like Imhotep for basically researching how can we have live performance online in a time of COVID when theaters have closed. And this work is supported by the generous funding of IBEAM through the Rapid Response for a Better Digital Future Fellowship, which we've started this since the summer. And so we've been delving into basically how, like very practically, what can performance look like in immersive web space. And so I just wanted to start with the question, what does extended reality mean for you? What could be, I would like you to, anyone to propose like a definition or what it means for you when we think of extended reality. Anyone?
I would say that it includes kind of like a multi-genre sort of hybrid approach to your product or whatever you end up building.
Mm-hmm. Any other like definitions or understandings, impressions?
I feel like it's something, it's got to do with multisensory and engaging our sense of space, where digital up to now, most digital technology up to now has been flat, and we have to imagine a 3D environment behind that flat interface. I feel like extended reality is trying to reach into the physical environment that we live in, either through VR, but it could also be through projection or through augmented reality. So it's a wide field that's nice and undefined, which is awesome because we get to define it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And I like that that way of seeing it. Like it's largely undefined, and so it is what we make it. And um, for me personally, I see it like quite similar to what you were saying, Thomas, about this like blurring of distinctions between the physical spaces and objects with digital spaces and objects. And when thinking of like how we're approaching um, dance performance in digital space, for me, that's like this blurring of the physical and digital that for me as an artist has been kind of elusive until now. Um, and I just want to say like extended reality, I'll be like using, interchanging that and immersive web space kind of physical performance and immersive web space interchangeably. And so, yeah, we are basically, this slide is talking about how, what are the possibilities of artistic expression in immersive web space? And this is gonna be, the underlying question as we approach how, what volumetric performance can be, and what are the ways in which we can approach this and create. So I just wanted to give an overview of our approach so far, which is, something that we're really excited to extend, and I'm really excited to see how you will approach this yourselves. But basically, I just want to show the points in which like has built the foundation for this program, and so yeah, you can understand where it's coming from. And so we're thinking of how an artist can be represented in immersive web space as they are. So not through avatars, but through what we call volumetric capture, which is scanning the artists as they are physically through using depth cameras. And so basically we're thinking about us, and maybe think about how I am represented as a Black femme in online spaces. So thinking of what that means politically, how who gets to who makes these technologies, who are normally the traditional like users of these spaces. And we find, it's usually, white cisgendered male creators and users, and it's been until now very much about gaming. But how can we use this technology for live communal art experience? And we also, our approach is also about how can we make these technologies platforms more accessible to artists and also different audiences across devices. And so, we chose Mozilla Hubs as a platform that meets this criteria, because you can access it via web browser, and you don't need to have like special headsets for that. And another way of accessibility we've been looking at so far is the technology itself, like to actually make the volumetric performance. And so through Sora, we are developing a capture kit, which is equipment that it consists of a depth camera and a small computer called Raspberry Pi. And this is how this is what we're going to be shipping to you as the residents in this program. This is how we're going to be looking at how we can have live stream video of you captured in, and then bringing that into Mozilla Hubs. So I just wanted to show a little bit about our process. So on the left, we have a picture of, well, this is early in the process we used. This is a depth camera you're seeing on the left. Or the capture kit is going to be a bit different. But on the right, this is basically a video, a normal video feed on the top, and on the bottom is what we call a depth video, which is basically showing how closely you are to the camera. Blue being the furthest, and like green into yellow and red being the closest to the camera. And so this is just me basically experimenting using a program called DepthKit, but this is how, we started the process. And for me, when I was thinking about this performance, we basically looked at how we can create a bare bones performance. That's how we started the creative process. How can we hack this together? And so I was thinking about what does it mean to move my body in immersive web space? And I'm thinking also about my Afro now and my relationship to my ancestors and how that is, how I'm representing that into virtual space. And so another part of this was how can we create a virtual environments where the performance would happen. And so this is quite a kind of a big part of it, how we can have movement artists creating in this space is very much about how are we building the scenes and what are the worlds we're creating. And so I will just show a little short clip of our approach. We decided to use a point cloud, and a scan of a sugar mill. And because this is just very much close to how I was feeling in that time of the stories that my family was telling me and my relationship to the history of oppression in this world, in this part of the world. So I'll just make a little clip. I don't know if you can see. So this is a point cloud of a sugar mill. You see the audience is represented by avatars in Mozilla Hubs, and this is a point cloud of the sugar mill. This is a more solid version of the sugar mill. And so, yeah, you see like there's like the pixelation, aesthetic of the image. This is, the nature of it, but also, there's something we can play with. And this sugar mill was, it took a bit more effort, and thanks to Holly, who got this to be, compatible in this environment. This is just one example of what performance could be, and I'm very excited to see like what you will bring to it. And so so I have some questions that I would like to pose to you. Like we can like think around this as we go on, but very much thinking about how this immersive web space can be a place and creation and performance can be act of liberation for marginalized voices. What are those spaces, physical spaces that we can bring into this environment, and the kind of stories that we can tell around it. Because for me, there's a lot of erasure around the histories and the narratives around oppressions of Black and other marginalized people. And so I'm thinking about how can we use how can we use this kind of space in extended reality to subvert this dominant narrative, and using it as a decolonizing strategy maybe. And also, how can we create multisensory inclusive experiences so that it can be both created and experienced by anyone across the spectrum of ability or background. And so, yeah, these are some of the things that are guiding our kind of like is the why of what we're doing in this project, and why we want to have you all and create a community of creators around this. And so yeah, I just can't wait to see what you will create, given these tools and what your input would be like. So I'm sure it's going to be, an awesome journey. So thank you so much. Now I just want to see though if anyone is, thank you, Ra, has any like questions or comments based on this. And if not,
I had one thing to add to it. Something that we're really interested in is the live aspect of this. I think a lot of what we see with digital media is it's pre-recorded or pre-rendered, and by going live, like a lot of the constraints we're going to have to deal with are because we're trying to do a live performance versus a let's make all the audio, or let's make all the assets and then show a video of it. So the live part is the performance part, and that's what I think is what makes this, or my experience so far has, that's what makes it special for both the artist as well as for the audience, the fact that they're experiencing something that is happening in that moment versus something that we would consume as media that has been done before.
Thank you so much, Thomas, for adding that. Yeah, anything else, Saurabh? Do you want to add anything or?
I would say that please feel free to reach out to me after, me and Thomas, of course, after you got your capture kits. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to understand what it is that we
capture kit.
Here's a capture kit.
Yes, that's it's the new toy that you guys are all going to play with. I would say that we built it with some sort of a assumption that this is what people would like to use it for. But obviously after you receive it, that'll change. And then we need to figure out what's next for us and how to make this thing practical and useful. And what are the limitations, and understand how to go around them. So it's going to be very interesting. And that Slack channel, hopefully, is going to be full of funny memes as well. Feel free to go crazy.
Yeah.
Document our journey. I just saw the question from Tyler in the Zoom chat. We'll have dedicated workshops to this next week's where we can kind of go into the depth, but we're also going to use our Medium website or our Medium publication to document why we built it, the way we built it, what we ran into, and to start providing a lot of context for that. And the hope is, because this is all open source and it's provided as that we can, we're trying to build it in such a way that a larger community can come in and help evolve it and develop it, because it's just as Zorup said, it's a singular perspective, not singular, but we've just been working on, it's been our baby. And now it's really, we're very excited about you all using it. You're kind of our beta testers, if you want to use that term. And it's also very exciting to see, can we bring in, who else can we bring in? Can we build a larger community? And we've been very inspired by P5JS and how they've built an inclusive, diverse community around computational graphics. So can we do something similar around performance and around volumetric performance?
Yeah, and just to also talk like from a performer point of view, like there have been challenges, like we'll get into the technical challenges like as we go on into the actual workshops, but like the different things like different lag and internet connectivity, that have come up. So it's really not like a polished, technology as yet. So there's a lot, like from a performer point of view, like how we can, ways to work around, these technical, issues. But it's really, what we make it, how we're gonna shape that. And so this is very much why we want to have building in community. And for access, Antoine, for access needs, can you please say your name before speaking so we know who's actually speaking? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Antoine. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, great.
No problem.
So I just want to invite Ramalike and Hotep to just go. So should I say my name? I'm speaking, I'm Valencia speaking, and I'd like to just invite Ramalike and Hotep to speak a bit about, we want to do an exercise about shared values to see if we can come together about that.
Okay, hi, Malika here. I don't know about y'all, but I feel myself getting a little crickety. So before I dive in, I want to invite folks to just take a moment, like shake out your arms or wherever you feel a little stiffness, bring it around. Yes, Antoine, I love it with the smooth motion. And just like take a minute just to come back down into your body. I know y'all are all like different makers of different sorts, so I'm sure that's not foreign, but I think one of the big parts of this project is bringing the brain, the logos, the tech into the embodied, into the body part, into the embodied practice. So I wanted to do that. So now, again, as I said, I'm like the soft tissue person. And so I'm gonna share my screen. Oh, host, can you give me the power to?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Thank you. So everyone, if you've seen your agreement, your residence agreement or your collaborator, advisor, participant, instructor agreement, you've seen these shared values. But what I wanted to do is give us an opportunity to collectively read them, hear them, or engage them, and to think together about what's there and what we might want to add. So with that said, we're gonna do what's called popcorn style, which basically means somebody reads and then similar to our introductions, you'll invite the next person to read. Is the font on the screen, is the slide readable to folks? I see some affirmatives. Thank you. And I want to ask if Valencia will start us off.
Sure, thank you. Okay. The Volumetric Performance Toolbox strives to build a community of diverse creators around live volumetric performance capture in online immersive web spaces. This is an effort at decolonizing technology and blurring the lines between artists and technologists. Can I nominate already, or should I just do the whole slide, you think?
I would ask that you read the whole slide.
The whole slide, okay. Okay, so in order to best support this work, we want to encourage a commitment to interdisciplinary thinking and relationship building. Below is a draft of shared values we intend to shape this community around. And I nominate Kat.
This is Kat speaking. We approach our work with an investment in the liberation of all peoples from all forms of oppression. And would you like me to popcorn?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. I will popcorn Thomas Wester.
This is Thomas speaking. We prioritize relationships over tech or product. And I would like to popcorn Elim.
This is Aline speaking. Prioritizing relationships means we commit to being mindful and respectful in our use of language. I'll popcorn Remy.
Thank you, Aleem. This is Remy speaking. Prioritizing relationships. This space will not tolerate any of the following: offensive comments related to gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, language, neurotype, size, ability, class, religion, culture, subculture, political opinion, age, skill level, occupation, or background. Threats of violence, deliberate intimidation, sexually explicit or violent material that is not contextualized and preceded by a considerate warning, unwelcome sexual attention, or any other kinds of harassment. And I will turn it over to Carlos.
Thank you. This is Carlos speaking. We commit to creating a space in which everyone is free and welcome to share their opinions. I will popcorn Terry.
Thank you. This is Terry Wright speaking. We make and use tools that are widely accessible so that all community members have equal possibility to use, engage, and build on the tools that we create. I will popcorn. Marianne, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Marianne speaking. We prioritize the participation of people who have been traditionally excluded from and harmed by media and technology and other systems of oppression. These include, but are not limited to, BIPOC, LGBTQ, disabled, and neurodiverse communities. We envision the Volumetric Performance Toolbox as a means by which the stories of diverse voices can be told. And I'll popcorn Holly.
Holly speaking. Let's see, sorry. Sometimes participants violating these shared values are unaware that their behavior is harmful. And in these circumstances, we will work together through an open conversation to clear things up and move forward. However, if a participant continues to ignore or contradict these core commitments, the VPT team may take any action they deem appropriate, up to and including expulsion from all VPT spaces. And all popcorn to Saurabh.
I think Malika here, that's actually the last one. So thank you, Holly.
Oh, okay.
And thank you, all of our readers. I wanted to just take a few minutes. Well, we have quite a few minutes, but just to open some discussion. I think we know, or we imagine that these are shared values, these are our intentions, but we know as a group of individuals, we all come from different places with different needs and desires, and ask for the space. We have different things that we'll need to feel comfortable in order to create, our wild our wild XR fantasy dreams. So with that said, I just wanted to open the floor and I'll facilitate a little conversation about those shared values, what they make you feel, what you think about them, what you feel about them, and what, if anything, you might add. Oh, and I will also be taking notes live while we do this. Can you all see the whiteboard?
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, and so since I have the whiteboard up, I can't see folks. So I'd ask that if you have like a comment or question that you'd like to put on the board, that you just come off mute, say your name, and share.
This is Catherine. First, I just want to say that I love starting out with this as like a preliminary conversation, because I think like too often it's after the fact that we open up and agree on values. So thank you, Valencia, and thank you, Malika, and everyone who contributed to putting this packet together. And the only thing I wanted to add, I don't foresee it being a problem, but we never know. But something that I've run into in spaces is I think it's important for us to be really sensitive with our language around different technologies. In kind of like we all have different technological backgrounds and abilities. So just being aware to kind of make less cryptic or decode some technical terms when needed, and also not being afraid to ask for that kind of breakdown.
Thank you. So let's commit to not getting really caught up in jargon or breaking down acronyms and things like that. I feel like that's a good tip. Thank you, Kat.
Simon here. Thanks for saying that, Kat. There's the P5JS project has a really nice way of putting that, which I always like to incorporate into conversations I have around this, which is that we don't assume knowledge, right? Because we're all coming to this from different points of access. So speaking in a way where it can be hard to do, but not making assumptions that people have the exact same vocabulary. We're all here to learn those things together.
Thank you. Kind of put it in a circle.
Hi, this is Tyler.
Yes.
Are you ready for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just wanted to add, essentially there's definitely going to be a lot of ideating and idea sharing. And I guess I'm telling a story before I go to what the point is, but I would love for people to feel comfortable, right, in sharing their ideas. And I would love to ask community if we could make sure, when someone gives an idea, shares an idea, and if there's, times that we repeat it, we quote it, like we really, talk to the person who actually gave that idea. I'm just thinking about particularly like in my experience in academic spaces, sometimes, particularly, the folks coming from different, communities, when we say things like, it's not like, we're not given ownership to the ideas that we bring into this space. And so just want to make sure everyone feels comfortable and, make sure that, we really give credit where credit's due, and time where, because that's just a great way to continue to uplift and empower people, in my opinion. So that's it.
Malika here, thank you. That's really important. So thank you for raising that. Any other thoughts? I'm trying to make sure nothing's happening in the chat. Okay. Word. I also wanted to say that these shared values are an effort on behalf of the team to really be super intentional about the ways that we're holding ourselves and holding ourselves accountable to each other. Just kind of, I think it's already in the room, but how we really want folks to feel comfortable to dream, and to plan and to create and to share. And we know that that is not easy, especially when we are populations who have really complicated relationships to technology. I know my ears even perked up at the name, the Capture Kit. I was like, oh my God, capture. So I do think there's a lot here for us to be in a constant process of thinking about. And I think my role here is to help to fill out some of those things, like if there are conversations that you feel need to be facilitated, or if there's ever a moment where you would like to folks to return to the shared values, I'm here and open to be kind of a point person for those kinds of conversations. And if there's any outside information you would like to share with the group around certain things, I think that's also a good practice. We have a team and we have instructors, but we also want to empower each of you to bring your thoughts and your insights and what you know into the flow of our work together.
Simon here, and to add on to that, I know we're calling this a pilot residency for a reason. This is the organizers, the instructors, all of us are still very much figuring a lot of this out as we go along. And so we're grateful that you're here to help us figure that out. And so, you know, we want to hear from you. We want to have a conversation as we go through it. You know, that applies to the technology we're using, but also to the community and what we create here. And also, the, you know, the way we publicize our work with the rest of the world. So yeah, let's keep the dialogue going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, folks.
Oh, Marian speaking. And I don't know if this is really a shared value set for the shared value sections, but maybe in the Slack, I'm wondering if we could have a channel of like resource reading lists, artist suggestions that people have, or even posting of their own work. Just because I think that this is such a fantastic group, and that there's a lot that we can learn from. Even after the residency ends, we can continue learning from each other.
That is such a wonderful idea. I already know that that would be full of the most amazing resources. So I hope that I know that we can make that happen, but thank you for bringing it up. And thank you, Simon, for creating it for us.
Yeah, I just want to second thanks so much for that suggestion, Marianne, and for all your input here. Malika, should we maybe get segue over to Simon to just go through the info pack? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's nothing else, and again, if things come up over time, feel free to let the whole team know via Slack, but you can also email me, and I'll put my email in the chat. But thank y'all so much.
Thank you so
Malika.
much. Thank you.
Okay, now, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. So this part is a little bit of housekeeping. Some of it information is redundant to what was in your agreements. This info packet was sent out for you beforehand, but there's a few things I want to go through just to make sure that we're all on the same page. And sorry, I'm not sure if I was muted when I said this, but this is Simon speaking. So I encourage everyone to go through and read this later. It's the place to go to if you have questions. It's a Google Doc for a reason, because we get to update it as we go on. So, you know, Valencia, Malika, and I did some work to try to anticipate questions that would come up. This is what we have so far, but we'll be adding to it as we go on, and we'll let you know if there are any major changes to it. But this is intended to be a resource to get us all started and on the same page for the coming weeks of this residency. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to the highlight the key dates section. Valencia gave an overview of what we'll be doing here, as did Thomas about the workshops. But the calendar for everything is here in this section, key dates. So I encourage everyone to go through this and put it in your calendars so you know they're coming up. We have our session today, we have one in the afternoon, we have a session on Friday, and then the following week is very much our intensive technical learning session where we explore the tools that we'll use to make volumetric performances. Then over the break, we're hoping people will kind of group up or find ways to collaborate. But over the break, you can think about what it is you want to make and kind of sketch out some kind of proposal. And then when we come back in January, we'll have these kind of check-ins, but it's more of a creation session where this will become more of a place to share work, ask questions, critique, give feedback for each other. So there's a lot of work that'll happen outside of our Zoom meetings, but we'll keep coming back together to have these regular discussions. Then at the end of January, we're going to do a showcase of our work in Mozilla Hubs. And then we're working with IBeam to do a more public presentation in February with the dates to be determined to show this work a bit more publicly. Here I'm on the communication section of this document. So this goes over all the ways we'll communicate with this remote residency. So right now, we're on Zoom. You all made it here. So we seem to know how to use this tool. But the link, the link for every session will be right here. So if you're wondering how to get to the Zoom call, this is the link right here. Outside of Zoom, we've set up a Slack channel, which will be a place where we can communicate with each other, when we're not in a meeting like this. It'll also be a place for this community to keep talking after the residency ends. So I'll show you Slack here. You can all see this. I'm not just sharing one window. Great. So some of you might be familiar with Slack. Some of you may not. It's a chat program. It's meant to kind of be a little more dynamic than email, and it gives us a few different channels to have different types of discussions. I believe most of you joined already. If you have not gotten an invitation, you can join from this link right here, or you can reach out to me via email, and I'll be sure to add you to the Slack channel. To give a quick overview, we have a general channel where it's a space for general discussion. Really, something doesn't fit somewhere else. And you can just type a message here and you send it like a chat. There's random. These two come prepackaged with every new Slack workspace. A workspace is the volumetric performance. It's kind of our collection of channels and rooms. But random is a place for memes, fun stuff, whatever you want to put there. Off topic is totally fine, of course. This channel, residency info, all channels come with a hashtag or a little hash symbol before them. This is where we'll be posting a lot of the information that you'll need, right? So it's a place for us to put kind of I don't want to say official, but things like the info packet that I'm showing you right now, a link to our Medium page, things like that will be here. As this channel gets more populated, it might be hard to find things like important links like this. So if you go over to the top right-hand corner of the screen and you press I, or press, the shortcut is Control-Shift-I, you get this new third of your screen. And if you go to the word pinned down here, you'll see that there are a couple of messages and links that I've pinned kind of like a bulletin board. So you can always go back here and find those links even as this chat goes longer, and you don't have to scroll up that way to the top. And then resources is following Marianne's great suggestion just now. It's a place to post readings, have other discussion as we go through the next couple of months and beyond. And then I also made a tech questions channel as a place to have more granular discussions. Looking for people who are looking for tech support or ways to support each other. If you have a question about something you're working on and you're having trouble solving it, or you want to share something interesting you found out about hubs, about Spoke, about your capture kits, about anything, you can post them here, and this will be a place where we can all support each other. In addition to that, this also gives us a way to speak directly to each other a little more privately. You have direct messages down here. So all these channels at the top are public. And then down here, there's the name, the username of every person in this community. And you can choose their name and then send them a direct message. And that'll be a private chat between you two. So this gives you all a way to talk to each other more directly without having to exchange emails, which you can of course do if you want to. But this gives you more direct line if you want to get a hold of someone or ask someone a more direct question. Any questions from anyone about Slack so far? Okay, I will move on with the packet then. So email communication. We'll be communicating quite a bit over Slack, but we'll also, we have email as another channel too. Different things work for different people. So we'll be, you'll get some emails from the address volumetricperformance@gmail.com. That's kind of the general address for this project that we've had set up for a while. If you need to or want to get a hold of any of the organizers directly, Valencia, Malika, and my emails are all listed right here. For hardware, we mentioned capture kits. We'll be sending those out to everybody. I think we're sending them out tomorrow, so they'll be there for you in time for the technical workshops that happen. We'll start using them toward the end of next week. So if you haven't already given one of the organizers your mailing address, please do, so we can send those out to you. It's a little computer with a depth camera on top, and let me check the chat. Okay, with a depth camera on top and a little tripod, a case. It's the idea is we've made it so it's everything you need to stream volumetric image of yourself into Mozilla Hubs. Hardware that you'll need is a computer and a reliable internet connection. For the Zoom sessions, you can absolutely be on a mobile device, a tablet, or a phone. But if to create the worlds we're making in Mozilla Hubs and in Spoke, you'll need more of a computer, a laptop, or a desktop will work there. And then reliable internet connection. Internet's hard. It's even the ones we consider reliable often drop out. This speaks more to when we're doing our performances. If you have concerns about your connection, let us know, and we'll see if we can find some way to boost the performance of your signal or find a way to make your performance work. I'm going to try to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes so we can stop at noon. Software, you need Chrome or Firefox, a web browser, Hubs and Spoke work in Chrome and Firefox, Zoom, which we're already on. We'll be using 2 web apps that don't need an account, so you don't have to create an account to use them. There's Miro, which is, Malika, were you using Miro just now? Is that what that was?
No,
No.
that was
Okay.
Google. I'm not
All right.
fancy.
Miro is similar. I know that Bobby will be using Miro in their workshop, but it's kind of a virtual whiteboard that we can all share and collaborate on. And there's Padlet, which is right here, which is a place that we can share info or images of works in progress throughout the residency. See if this posts. Well, I need to familiarize myself with this. I think this just appears here now. Yeah, so it's like a pin board that you can put stuff on there. So we have our Slack, but this is also a place to show more visual information and share it with each other. And then Slack, which we just went over. Finally, there's Mozilla Hubs and Mozilla Spoke, which are the tools we'll be using to create and show our work. So Spoke is, they're both made by Mozilla. They both run in the browser. Spoke is kind of a 3D scene builder that lets us put our performances into 3D space. We'll be doing a lot of work to create worlds in this space too. And then Hubs is the way we'll inhabit that space, right? So Hubs is like the virtual room. Spoke is the way to create the room. We'll learn a lot more about those next week, but if you want to familiarize yourself with them in the meantime, the links are in this document. Finally, we've talked a bit about recording these meetings. The idea is that we want to foster an open, accessible, and transparent community. So we're sharing these recordings on our Medium page. We'll also be sharing works in progress on our Medium page. This is our Medium. Oh, I can't see the link. This is our Medium page right here. It's kind of like a project blog. There's not much on it right now, but we're hoping this will grow over time. This is kind of like the publicly accessible place to put articles, work, research, images, video about this project. So we invite anyone in this group to suggest some ideas, or if you want to write an article or share your experience or do an interview of some kind, let us know and we can put that on this page here. And I believe that covers just about everything. One final note is, we'd love it, of course, if you shared images of your findings and creations, that I can spell properly, on your social media accounts. If you do so, and we have an Instagram, we've been using the hashtag volumetric performance, and our Instagram account handle is volumetric performance. So if you want to tag or anything, please use those. I believe that covers everything, as we just went over the shared values together. Any questions from anyone? Okay, thank you so much. We have a couple minutes left. Valencia, I'll turn it back to you to wrap us up.
Yes, thank you so much, Simon. Valencia here. Yes, I know that's quite a lot to for a short period of time. So we're just gonna break, and just I want to go back to what Malika was saying about the capture kit. Thank you so much for highlighting that. And so let's make that a note for how we can maybe rename that together. So that's really one of the reasons why we want to open this up to you, the community, to think critically about what we're doing. So I just wanted to note that, and thank you so much again for highlighting the need to address that. So I just want to say that we're gonna break for lunch and come back at 1. Hope you can join us for the next session, in which we will hear from Selva Swadan and Jesse Escobedo on their work, their research on decolonizing AR and how we might think of it in the context of creating performances in online immersive web space. So yeah, so thank you so much for being here. And just one more reminder is, if you haven't sent your mailing address to us for the performance, we can call it performance kits, to be mailed to you tomorrow, please go ahead and do so. And yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful session to kick things off.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to call us on Slack. Thanks so much, Antoine. Thank you to our Juan and Vanessa for interpreting for us today. It's really a pleasure to meet you all and to work with you. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, have a good lunch or break.